Hello there. Today we are going to look at the song Somebody Like You by Keith Urban. Keith is one of the greatest guitarists that I've certainly heard. I've watched him live many times. Most of the tours here to Australia, I've been to go and see him, which I've been very blessed to be able to do. I think he's one of the most underrated guitarists out there. Certainly you hear all sorts of great things about him from other guitar players. You know, John Mayer has said some incredible things about his playing, as have, you know, Tim McGraw, Taylor Swift, many people in that sphere of the world. You know, they recognize game. And I actually read in Keith Urban's book, or one of the books about him, how he, you know, basically put on a show in front of Dan Huff when they were looking to work together, just to sort of prove what sort of a player he was, because Dan Huff is a monster of a guitar player, and Keith was, you know, there and managed to impress Dan Huff with his chops. So there you go. Anyway, long story short, this is a very cool riff, and probably Keith Urban's breakthrough single through his solo career, and I thought I'd break it down a little bit for you today. And Keith is also, as I've mentioned in other videos, the reason why I bought this guitar. I heard him playing one on a live DVD and knew that I wanted one. So was fortunate enough again to make that happen. So good times. Now, before we move on, I just wanted to ask, please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me. And it helps the channel, and it helps YouTube know what is helpful and what people are interested in. So if you get value out of the video, you enjoyed it, someone else might enjoy it too. So like, comment, subscribe, share it, any one of those things that you're happy to do. And I thank you in advance. So we'll take you from the intro. Now, we're in the key of E major, which is fantastic as a guitar player because there's so many E major notes all over the fretboard. We're tuned in, you know, basically more E's than anything. And the first opening riff is basically climbs up the E major scale. So from E, F sharp, G sharp to A. And it kind of slides up from the previous note. I'll explain what I mean. So from the 8th fret to the 9th fret, and then from the 9th to the 11th, to the 13th, to the 14th. Now it's an interesting right hand exercise because it's playing the open strings, you know, alternating with the fretted notes. I'll try and play it slowly for you so it makes a little bit more sense. So I hope that makes sense. Again, that recurs throughout the song. From the intro, we're going into the verses. Now, fun fact, and I've talked about this in other videos too, it's basically a 12-bar blues in E. So we come out of the riff. Through that again. So basically playing an E, there's a new wind blowing, then it goes to the A, back to the E, to the B, that's the verses. That's the same chord progression that goes under the guitar solo as well. I'll play that in another video because it's not something that I can pull off on an acoustic. And then we go into the chorus, which starts on the A, which is the 4th note in the E major scale. So that's I wanna feel. It's the E. It's the A. C sharp minor. F sharp minor. And then back to the E, depending what part of the song you go on to next. So that's really the elements that make it up as those 2 chord progressions, and they have the that guitar riff. Depending on which version you're listening to, obviously the original has the guitar solo, and then it has an outro piece, and then it sort of, fades out. And then the band sort of fades back in. There's an extra bridge section. So it's depending on which arrangement you've got. They're your major elements though. So you've got the riff, you've got your verse chords, got your chorus chords, and then you put it all together and you've got an amazing song. So I'll put it all together now, just like a top and tail, so that you've got something to reference what goes where. And then if you have any questions, let me know. And that is, again, the bare bones of an amazing song. So if you haven't heard it, go out and find it, do yourself a treat, and do yourself a favor, treat yourself, that's what I meant to say, and have a listen. Keith Urban's guitar work is magnificent. I fell in love with it many years ago, and the love has not faded. So enjoy, hope you learned something, and if you want to watch something else, click either here or here. Bye.